Welcome to newspaper analysis session. Topics that we are going to cover today are importance of the mother tongue education, and we will see turmeric farming initiative. This is important initiative to resolve the man and animal conflict. We have already seen the use of elephants to resolve the man and animal conflict. See, when you write these kind of points, your answer will become unique. Everyone are aware of what is this man and animal conflict and how this thing can be resolved. But when you pick up the things from the current affairs and when you utilize these things in the mains, definitely your answer will be different. Like I am speaking to different main students, but usually what everyone do, they will pick up the monthly magazines, yearly magazines. In those magazines, these beautiful things will be missing. So the student who is doing things on the daily basis and they are going through the newspapers, this will be a kind of added advantage. Anyway, you will also refer in the end. So if that is required monthly things, which reflection will also be providing to you. Okay, so you will be going through those things. So you will get the analysis. But doing these kind of things on daily basis, you will be able to implement those things in the answer. Your analysis will be definitely a lot more than the other thing. So today I will be discussing the Israel-Palestine issue as well, the most important thing. And today I will be also discussing you about pensions, what kind of pension things that are available in India currently and why the pensions are important. Those things also we'll discuss. And then, yeah, these are the prime things. Then we'll go through. Okay, chalo, we'll start with the major thing. This is the article that was given yesterday in the Hindu. Okay, since yesterday there was less time, so I am taking it today. Okay, so you are all aware where is the Israel and where is the Palestine. Okay, if you can see this thing. So currently we are aware that dispute is going on in the Israel regarding the boundaries with the Palestine. So basically you need to understand this was a area, this was a Palestine territory. Palestine is an area, it derives its name from the local people. The people who are residing there is considered to be a Palestine people. So you need to be aware from your world history point of view also. Sykes-Picot Agreement. This is important for this year. Sykes-Picot Agreement and the Balfour Declaration. Balfour Declaration. You need to have some kind of clarity. Previously, you used to have you will study these things in your world history. During the time of the World War II, there was a greater empire called the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so this Ottoman Empire participated in the World War II. After its disintegration only, now currently we have the Turkey and various Middle East countries. From this disintegration, we have derived various countries like Syria, Lebanon. All these countries have come out of this thing. After this Ottoman Empire defeated in the World War II. Along with your Germany, okay, Japan, okay, this Ottoman Empire also participated in the war, especially in the World War I I am talking about. Okay, do not, no, I have mentioned the World War II, no, by mistake I have mentioned, is a World War I. We are talking about the 1914 and 1919 scenarios. Okay, so this is the empire, they have participated in the World War I, but they got defeated and they got disintegrated. When the countries, when these Western nations, they have realized they are going to get defeated, British and France made a secret agreement. Chalo, aapas mein we will share. Okay, they will get defeated, and we will share their areas. You can take control of some territories. We will take control of some territories. That is called the Sykes-Picot Agreement. This is a secret agreement between the British and the France. So after this Ottoman Empire, so from there we got those kind of maps. The Palestine area, Syria, Lebanon, Turkey, all those areas. Later on, once they withdrew, British and France withdrew, they gave the independence and the boundaries were drawn. But boundaries were drawn as per the colonial interests. They have not taken considerations about the local people demands. They have drawn as the way they want. That's why there are so many conflicts currently in the Middle East. So that's why even today, this Ottoman Empire, who was it was a Turkey's. When we say Ottoman Empire, the thing that comes into our mind is Turkey. So even today, they want to claim themselves as a leader for the Muslim countries, Islamic countries. But now you have seen there is no unity in the Islamic countries where the Israel is bombing Iran. So no one is supporting, be it Turkey or be it Pakistan or Saudi Arabia. No one is currently supporting. Okay, we can say there is a myth. Okay, there is no such kind of myth. Even in the Islamic nations, there are conflicts. Okay, Shia and Sunni conflict. they want to have the regional hegemony. Hegemony means supremacy. So there is no such a kind of Islamic brotherhood between these countries. Such bonding we don't see. Anyways, okay, but let's come back to our history. So this was a secret agreement, and finally this area has come under as a British and the France mandates. Means they will decide which country, which boundary should be formed in this area. Okay, then there came the Balfour Declaration. As per this Balfour Declaration, they have mentioned, okay, so finally Jews will get their own country in this area. Somewhere it is also in the 1917. Jews will get the own country. By that time, the scenario was like this. Okay, so this entire area was Palestine. They have not got any kind of area. Now you can imagine, here the Jewish people started to settle from the 1917 onwards, after your Balfour Declaration. Slowly the settlements has happened, and in the 1940s, after the World War II, UN said, chalo, we will provide country to the Israel as well as the Palestinians. So whoever the people that are residing here, so we will divide the country into two parts. Okay, so this was the UN plan. See this white part, this should be provided to the Israel, and this part should be provided to the Palestine. Okay, can you see here the link? There is also the link. Okay, there should be proper link to be provided, so these two countries have the continuity. Okay, the same country should have the continuity. In between there is a Israel. This is how they have planned. After the World War II, Israel has claimed independence. Now USA also want a Jewish country, a supporter of the USA in this Islamic group of countries, to maintain a balance of power, because they might get united in the future, and this region is known for the oil. So USA does not want to lose power in this area. So all these countries, USA, West like British, France, they have supported the existence of the Israel. Now you got the idea why these countries support the Israel, because they want to maintain their control in the Middle East, which is dominated by the Islamic countries. They don't want to lose that control. So they claim the independence. After that thing, so instead of supporting the Palestinian formation, the nearby countries like Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, they all started attacking the Israel. They attacked after the 1948, they attacked after the 1967, and they attacked after the 1973. So totally 3 wars has happened between the Arab and Israel. 3 Arab and Israel wars has happened, because these countries, whoever the Arab countries are there, they don't even support the existence of the Israel itself. They don't want Israel in this region. So they are not talking about, understand the concept clearly, they are not talking about the 2-nation theory at this stage. They are saying only one nation, that is a Palestine. They are not even agreeing or accepting the presence of the Israel. By then Israel has declared independence. Now where do they go? They have declared their independence from wherever the countries they used to be there. Okay, basically these are the communities like very well off, very rich, hard-working communities. Previously they used to be present in the different areas. They used to be there in the USA, Europe, and these people, Jews, got divided. They were rich, well off, but somehow they are not living together. So they were not able to maintain any kind of brotherhood, unity, or any kind of power. So you have seen the scenario in the World War II, where Hitler has almost done the ethnic cleansing. He has killed millions of Jews. So they thought, we need one specific area for our existence, for our survival. That's how they have come back to this region. So till here their justification is valid. They have come to this point, really they want their existence, and Arab nations fighting against their independence or freedom is not justified. Even UN has supported those things. So whatever be the cause, for their own selfish interest or vested interest, they have supported the existence of the Israel. But you cannot try to destroy the existence of Israel itself. Where would they go? So for them, for the Israel, this is a kind of life and death kind of scenario, right? So anyway, they will fight back, and they got support from the USA. Why USA or France or British supports the Israel? Now you got the clarity, because maintaining their own friend in that region is very important for them, because this area has so many important straits. We have seen Strait of Hormuz. We have also seen the Red Sea, Gibraltar Strait in the Mediterranean Sea. These things we have seen. Okay, so are you clear? Just carry the world map with you every day. Okay, so when you are every day you carry the world map, like say not world map, world atlas. Okay, so when we are discussing the IR topic, just see those things. Okay, then things will become clear for you. Okay, so these things we have discussed. Okay, so that's why these countries have supported those things. In all the 3 wars, Israel has won, and if you can see, See the territory, how it has occupied. See, this was the scenario in the 1947, and now can you see where is the existence of the Palestine? Here in the two strips, Gaza and the West Bank. So previously, Arab nations did not accept the two nation theory. They said only one Palestine. Now currently, Israel is not in a position, not in a mood to accept two nations. Now they are saying, okay, chalo, let's recognize two nations. But Israel is not giving. No. So fine. Where do these people go? So you are saying no two nation theory. Then are you providing a citizenship to them? Now these are the people who are stateless. And nearly there would be somewhere around at least 10 million people. This Gaza and the West Bank people. Okay, there would be some at least 5 to 10 million people. Already, as per the reports, 1.5 lakh people died in this war. Okay, so this is a gross humanitarian violation and all. So now what the Israel is saying is, okay, we will relocate these people to the countries like Egypt or Tunisia. Okay, so how would they go? Okay, in India, just any kind of land acquisition happens. When we ask them to relocate to the different areas, people will suffer, people will struggle. Now you are asking every person to go into one country, few countries. There would be a group of people going together and all. So now you are asking to relocate. And can you see the hypocrisy here? So Trump has said, so we will declare this zone, okay, this Gaza zone in the Middle East as a kind of tourist spot. Okay, where the lives are getting. See here. So Israel officials have discussed relocating Palestine to the Egypt Sinai Peninsula or even to the Africa such as Rwanda and Uganda under the pretense of voluntary resettlement. Okay, the concept of transforming Gaza's coast into the luxury zone, divide of the Palestine, the so-called Middle East Riviera, was openly proposed by the United States President Donald Trump. I do not understand how they do not even consider the death of so many people that is happening. So when you see these kind of news and all, like if you see general population in the Instagram or social media and all, so they take sides based on their own ideology, their own religious and all identities. So as a civil service aspirant, as a person who sticks to the values of constitutionalism, humanitarianism, okay, values of equality, secularism, so you have to take always the side of humanity. So here there should be some reasonable solution. If you are providing the citizenship, for suppose in India, the Kashmir says few of the people from the Kashmiri or whatever it is, okay, when they say we want to get separated from the Kashmir, okay, India, the Indian government do not support it. Why? Because Kashmiri people are Indian people and it is not the major demand of everyone. Few people are demanding separatist thing that is there. So India is reacting or responding to that. That is not the demand of entire Kashmiri people. We consider the Kashmiri people as our people. India, they are also part of India. We are not any way differentiating them. So all the rights that we get in the same way, they are also treated in an equal manner. Maybe some extra privileges will also be provided to them. But here it is not the scenario. They are asking, they are not even given citizenship. Now they are living in some kind of refugee camps, unfortunately, and they are not being provided water, food, everything is being blocked. Okay, so that broadly speaking, what we can say it is ethnic cleansing is happening. So, and the Israeli people are getting settled here. So most of these Israeli people, they are doing this settlement in the West Bank and the Gaza area. So what will happen eventually? So there will be more population present in this Israel, in this West Bank and the Gaza areas. Currently not Gaza, currently it is more in the West Bank area. This is the West Bank. Why do we call the West Bank? Here there is a Jordan River. To the west of it is this area. So we will call it as a West Bank. So what happens later on when the Palestine, they ask the West Bank, then Israel can say there are good number of Israeli population here. How can this area be provided to the Palestine? This is called change of demography. Okay. Now within this group, within this Palestine also, there is a extremist terrorist organization that has been formed in the Gaza area called Hamas. Now they are not believing in the democratic means. You have the Palestine Liberation Authority. This is a kind of political party which believes in the democratic means. India has diplomatic ties with this PLA, not with the Hamas. Even USA considers this Hamas as a kind of terrorist wing. So there is no unity between those groups. Few people or Israeli says we are stopping this whatever the humanitarian aid because they are being utilized by the Hamas. Whatever it is a pretext, but innocent people are dying. Okay, this is very kind of unfortunate thing. We do not know what is going to happen. So various kinds of discussions has happened. That is called the Oslo Accords in the 1990s. In the Oslo Accords, they were ready to provide the two-nation theory, and we do not know. Strangely, whoever the people participated in this Oslo Accords, like say Israeli Prime Minister and also the counterpart, Egypt Prime Minister, then they died mysteriously. Okay, so died means obviously they got killed. Okay, by the rebel forces and all, who does not want any kind of mediation and all from both the sides. Okay, somehow there are vested interests. They don't care what kind of loss happens to the people. Somehow they want to get benefited even at the cost of other people's lives. So this is what we need to see. Okay, that's why Abdul Kalam once has said, okay, so India was willing to become the nuclear power, but India says we talk about the peace. Is it not contradictory? So then Abdul Kalam said, okay, so we can talk about the peace only when we have the power. If you don't have the power, no one will listen to you. Okay, if you go and say peace, 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 okay, you will not say. Okay, when you slap and then say peace, then people will listen. Okay, so it is important. So that is a statement. So this thing you need to also answer in the ethics. They may ask you why the India wants power. We are aiming for power, not to create this kind of destruction. We are aiming for power to create a global order, to create a rules-based order, to create a peace. Now we are claiming for membership in the UNSC. When we have attended, recently we have attended G7 meeting. So there, our Prime Minister has said, we will represent the voice of the South. South means developing and the least developing countries. That's what we mean. South countries, South nations, not the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, when we say South means developing countries' voice. Developing countries' voice like our interests, our common concerns, we will present it. So two countries are fighting to represent the global South, India and the China. Somehow China is authoritarian. Okay, they don't follow the rules-based order. So we want to project ourselves as a peaceful nation and the rules-based order nation. So this is what happening. Now, why currently the Palestine is not being proposed? So what kind of major conflicts it is there? So Israel is not happy with the boundaries. What kind of boundaries that are there? They are not satisfied with those boundaries and the borders and the settlements. That is the first major point. Second thing is Jerusalem. Both of the countries, both of them, Palestine also wants the Jerusalem because there is a famous pilgrimage site for all the communities. Okay, this Christians, Muslims and the Jews. Within the Jerusalem, there is a famous spot that is considered to be a pilgrimage site for all the three communities. Okay, so these are the two things. And then political divisions within the Palestine also, Palestine Authority and Hamas. They are not willing to accept. The same thing is happening even in the Israel. Extremist groups like say right-wing groups and all, they do not want any kind of compromises. They will say it is forming a Palestine group within the Israel, this side and this side. Okay, that is a kind of security threat, West Bank and the Gaza. And they also say now even like say we have to relocate the Israelis who have already been settled in the West Bank. And so they also that is the problem. And there is also problems of the refugee crisis. Already so many Palestinian people, they have already moved to the Jordan, other countries, nearby countries, Lebanon and all. So there is also demand that these people has to be brought and resettled. Like there is a Kashmiri Pandit issue, okay, even in India, okay, because of some kind of atrocities that has happened to them. Kashmiri Pandits, basically they left the Kashmir area. You might have known this thing, okay. So there is also a demand that they have to be relocated. So in the same way, this agreement is also going on. This argument is also going on. Okay. So these are the basic things. Lack of support. These Arab nations and all, they are internally fighting among themselves. There is no unity within these Arab countries. Everyone is claiming for their own supremacy. No one is concerned about the humanity. Even those European countries who talks about human rights and all, so they are not doing any kind of substantial thing. Okay, even today there was an article in the Indian Express. They were saying same thing. Where is the moral leadership? So you have in a GS4 topic, that's why ethics in the international relationships. Why do we need to have ethics in the international relationships? So these are the same reasons. If you do not have any kind of ethics, a kind of leadership whom you can trust, then these kind of things happen. Now currently if you see, there is a kind of race is going on. So Iran and Israel crisis is going on. Now there is a news that Iran is going to be attacked by the USA as well. So Indians de-evacuated. Okay, whoever is in the nearby. Okay, India has given already message. Even if you have your own vehicles, leave the Tehran. Okay, so they have given the information, and the USA people are also leaving the Iran. So something huge is going to happen in the Iran. We do not know what will happen. Okay, but currently Iran do not have any kind of that level of capacity to attack the USA. So it is expected that probably regime change might be happening in the Iran. Okay, something USA will do and attack the Iran. So even the Trump has said, at this point we are not going to kill the Iranian supreme leader. Okay, so at this point they have already mentioned that thing. At this point, okay, so anything might happen. So you can see there is no moral leadership. There is no ethical leadership. If you see these kind of scenarios, okay, there can be a kind of scenario where entire world will be leading towards a kind of disaster. Everyone is attacking themselves. People are dying. Okay, so people will get demotivated. If so many people keeps dying, even the people who are not affected directly will also get affected. So when you see those kind of images and all horrible things, small video clips and all, no matter whatever the ideology and we have, if you are a human, definitely will feel the pain. Until unless who is totally brainwashed and all, okay, this is the thing and all. So irrespective of anything, wherever you see, generally you will think first of the humanity, right? Array, some fellow human being is going through the some kind of pain. That's what we will think. So when the this thing I am like looking, when the aircraft accident has happened, aeroplane accident. Okay, there are some people like say you might have seen these things. Like some people from different countries, they were making insensitive comments. I do not know why these kind of insensitivity is growing in the human beings. These things are appearing. The way people are getting used to the violence, maybe OTT and all, okay, all those kind of attacks, violence, horrible things and all. So people are becoming less and less sensitive. I do not know. Maybe those things are happening, but we as a human should always prioritize the humanity. So this is what happening. The two-state solution, two states should be the actual solution. But with the present scenario, I don't see this is going to happen. Probably there can be the relocation of the Palestinians. At least deaths will be avoided. But this is going to be some really serious problem for the people. And we can't do anything. Okay, so these are the things. So now if they ask you, discuss the Israel and the Palestine conflict, will you be able to answer? So this conflict has its origin in the, you will write in the historical context, 1917 Sykes-Picot Agreement after the Ottoman Empire disintegration. Post 1947, okay, Israel has declared itself independent. So why there is a conflict? So previously historical mistrust between the Arab countries and the Israel. Then you need to talk about boundaries conflict. Then you need to talk about the Jerusalem conflict. Then you need to talk about the local people, settlement, resettlement of those local people. And then you need to talk about the vested interest of the external countries. Then you can also talk about the vested interest of the Israel as well as the Arab countries. Right? Clear? So we have covered so many topics from the IR. Okay, this is how you will see later on once. Questions will not go beyond this. You are not supposed to be doing the research. Okay, even those people will do the research and they will give the same 4 or 5 points. Okay, so you are learning all those synopsis here. So I have given the reference article also. If required, you can go through that reference article. Then this is also very important topic, synthetic aperture radar. So we are using this technology in the NASA's NISAR mission. NASA and the ISRO, they are collaborating. Basically, this is a Earth observation satellite. I told you, we will place the satellites in the space. Primarily, there are 2 major satellites. I told you, communication satellite and the Earth observation satellite. If you have to watch, will you be closer to the Earth surface or far away? Closer to get the proper images. So you are placing the satellites in the low Earth orbit. So these satellites will click the images. Okay, and they will send it to the relevant people. Then they will check whether there is any kind of movement of the people here, like enemy movement, or they will check whether the forest fires have engulfed large amount of the forest. They will check, are there resources present? What is the current forest cover? What is the current agriculture area? They will also check what is the glacier cover. So all these things with the images, they will be getting clarity. But somehow these images are not that clear. So this is a new technology, synthetic aperture radar. So they will use the microwaves and they will be able to generate the two-dimensional images. Even when the scenario is dark, when there are clouds, even in those cases, they are able to generate the right proper images. So with this, India will be in a better position to monitor any kind of weather changes, any kind of changes in its glacier movements and all those things. So this is a very important Earth observation satellite technology in collaboration with the ISRO. So this is the most potential area in your CSE Science and Technology. I have already seen this question was asked in the I think TSPSC or APPSC mains. Potential to be asked in the UPSC GS3 Science and Technology paper. Okay. All weather capability, they have designed the antennas also such a way, those things are placed at the satellite. So to take the proper images. So the most important point here is, see, technology is used to produce a high resolution images even in the condition where traditional cameras fail. Instead of relying on the visible light, this system emits the microwave pulses, microwave. Okay, they can ask you radio wave, all those things. Microwave and capture the echoes that bounce back from the surface. So whatever the radiations that are hitting and they are coming back, those things will be captured and the image will be generated. The microwave radiations. That's it. From a science and technology, I told you. Okay, we have to know just generalist perspective, like a 10th class student from the current affairs. You need to understand they are using this technology, microwaves, radiation will be sent, and the back image, we are capturing that image and we are generating the two-dimensional image. What is the application of it? So you are getting a clear pictures. You are able to monitor any kind of changes in the resources, and that's how you are able to do the resource management. And in this project, we are also collaborating with the USA, and the project is called the NISAR. Simple. Now, very important thing, pensions. This is very, very important. Currently, we have 8% of the population as a old in India. Okay. This is expected to rise to the 60% because currently we are all the youth, young population. I am also there. Okay. So not just you guys. So we are considered to be a kind of demographic dividend. Okay. Because we are contributing productively to the economy. So India has highest amount of population in the youth. We all together will age. So after a certain period, we will all reach 60, 65. Then we are all in the retirements. We are not contributing to the economy. Then whatever the young population is there, then compared to the young population, old age population might be higher. Then who will contribute to the economy? Okay, so who will take care of you? We ourselves are struggling with the lack of inflation, price rise, money is not sufficient. Then your kids will say, yeah, go, we need money. Okay, so these kind of scenarios come. Okay, so because they might themselves, we might be facing problems of unemployment. So what should be the social security when the people retire? This is the most important thing. Pensions, they will take care. Some amount you will keep on getting even after your retirement. If you see in the developed nations, they will be getting good amount of social security because there they have good amount of money. Their taxation system, everywhere, everything is well contributed. So they have right healthcare system, right education system, hospital facilities. So their old people might not get scared. However, because they have very well established social security. But in India, it is not the case. We do not have sufficient social security. Only 10 to 13% of the people are getting the proper social security because 95% of the people, 95% of the economy is an informal economy. Means there is no kind of employer and employee relationship. They are not working in the organized sector. Means they are not present in the organization's payroll. If you are registered, if your company is registered, then it is considered as an organized sector. And if you are present, if the employee is present in the organization's payroll, then they are considered as a kind of formal employee. But 90% of the economy is informal. There are freelancers, platform workers like Swiggy, Zomato, all these are the freelancers. We call it as a kind of gig economy, where there is no conventional relationship between the employer and the employee. So we have very unorganized sector rising. So what about the pensions to these people? Okay, so their incomes are also not very high. So everyone are concerned about their social security. So what the government is doing, okay, these things. So government is trying to bring some kind of social security even for the unorganized sector. So these are the three major important schemes. Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan. This is a design for the workers in the unorganized sector earning up to 15,000 per month, so that they get at least rupees 3,000 per month after the retirement. Though it is very less, but still at least something. They won't die out of poverty. Some amount they will get. Okay, something. So this is very important always. So whenever, like say, even the students who are always nervous, okay, then when they come to me and say, yes, sir, we are scared, we are afraid. Okay, I will say, if you are struggling with any kind of financial uncertainty and all, first resolve that thing. Get some kind of stability. This is not for the people who are in the early phases of depression. I am talking about those people who have spent substantial amount of time and they are really worried because of the financial thing. Once it is resolved, it is not that you need to earn so much of money and all. So now you are not concerned, you are not worried about your existence. When we are threatened by our existence, if I come and give you motivation, do anything, don't worry, you will be like, hey, I'll kick you. Okay, right? Because your existence itself is threatened. I cannot say you that thing. Even if I give you any kind of false motivation, you will get scared. Right? So at this time, what is the reasonable solution? So you should find a kind of backup plan, financial plan. When that thing is resolved, then you will be in a position to do something more. You will study peacefully because you are not scared, you are not nervous. If you have seen the people whose financial status is fine, okay, or the students who is in the early stages of the attempt, okay, in the first 2 attempts, they are not that much nervous. If you see the students who is in 4th, 5th, 6th attempts, they are a lot stressed out. You might have seen this thing. Okay, so that's why I'll say first attempt and second attempt is a golden attempt. Give your best. So there you are not that much stressful. You will be like, we'll see, we'll handle. Okay, so your energies are also will be high. Okay, so you'll be like, I'll do anything. So like this. Okay, so utilize that thing. So in the same way, in order to provide the social security post-retirement, there are these things. The 3 major important things are from Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Mandan Yojana. This is for the farmers who is having less amount of land, less up to 2 hectares of the land, and there is a national pension scheme for the traders and the self-employed persons. Small vendors, pani puri, shops, or any kind of street vendors are there. So for them, the pension who is aged between the 18 to 40. So basically, they will contribute some amount. Government also contributes some amount. After their retirement, they will get the money. In the same way, for the people who is working in any private job and all, if there are more than 20 employees or more, so they have to register for this employment provident fund. Whoever have done the job, they might be knowing they will contribute some amount of money to this EPF, employment provident fund. Both the employer and employee, both of them will spend. If your salary is less than 15,000, it is mandatory. If it is more, then it is optional. If it is less than 15,000, it is mandatory. And for whom it is applied? With the 20 or more employees. Can you see here? Now this is the organized sector. For the organized sector, if you are working in the organized sector and if you are in the payroll, then you will get the minimum guarantee pension. So you are getting the advantage, but that is not true with the unorganized sector. And for the people who are working in the government sector, national pension scheme will apply. Very important, all these concepts. Prelims questions can be asked. This was primarily for the central government employees except the armed forces. Later on, state governments have also implemented the same scheme. New or national pension scheme applicable to the all Indians. Anyone can enroll, not just for the government employees. Even you and me can go and we can contribute. Okay. So here the money will be finally kept in a kind of fund which will be established, which will be invested in a. So there will be accumulated money every month. So this money will be invested in the mutual funds, and finally whatever the returns that you will get, you will get. This is as per the new pension scheme. Previously, in the government, for the government employees, there used to be old pension scheme. What is that old pension scheme? Before your retirement, whatever used to be your salary, 50% of your salary will be provided to you, and there is no contribution from you. So government will do all the contribution, and 50% of it. Say if you are before your retirement, you are getting the 1,50,000, you will get 75,000 monthly, and even if you die, your spouses will receive it. But with this, government's financial burden is increasing. Government is spending huge amount of the money on the pensions. So that's why they have went for the new pension scheme. But few states have politicized it. They say, no, see, government is not doing you good. So if we come to power, we will go back to the old pension scheme. Okay, people do not understand this kind of politics. If they do these things, we are the one who going to suffer ultimately. That is not the right thing. Government has to spend on the productive activities. Government has to spend on the health. Government has to spend on the education, not on these kind of pension schemes and all. Okay, so somehow it got affected, and the government has now come up with a unified pension scheme which tries to balance both the old pension scheme and the new pension scheme. Okay, which we will see later on. It is already in the force. People can choose either NPS or the unified pension scheme. I have given you new pension scheme, EPF, and there is also other pension schemes for the unorganized sector. All these are very important. So the article also says same thing. Currently we have very less people. Okay, we have so much of the limited coverage, only 15-17% are there in this thing. Lack of awareness, informal sector is there. Developed countries are providing the proper pension scheme, and we can also go for some kind of another method. They have contributed some kind of one more method where there should be a 3 tiers, where tier 1, so basic pension should be available to everyone. This is very, very important, or else people will indulge in the crimes. If I do not have the financial security, if I have the children and all, if you have the family and all, so people will get tempted. Okay, they want to do somehow, they want to get money because they want to support their children and all. So minimum assured guarantee should be provided so that they don't die out of hunger. This should happen, especially when we are the country with $4 trillion economy. If we can't provide these basic facilities, how can we consider ourselves as a kind of growing economy, right? If the other countries are struggling, then that's fine, but we should be in a position to provide that thing. This is a basic requirement. Clear? Very, very important article. So you can also see this thing, nothing in this article. So Israel has used drones and AI related technology. So now they have bombed specific places in the Iran. They must have used some AI or intelligence to calculate, to identify where they are, where the air bases are and all, and then they might have attacked. So that's why, so the role of AI and all has been provided. We have discussed, as per the new education policy, there is a mother tongue. I always tell you, always in your own language, try to understand the concepts. I told you multiple times this because this thing has a lot of significance, and as per the new education policy, up to at least 5th class, things should be taught in a mother tongue. But we have already discussed this thing. Where are the teachers? How can you provide the teachers? There are so many languages. As per the census 2011, there are more than 700 languages. This is very less. Okay, there must be more than 1500 languages in India. For every 10, 1652. Okay, so for every 10 kilometers in India, language changes. So how can you bring teachers? And this article also says there are various colleges that they are selling the BEd degrees. There is lack of teacher quality. Teaching is considered to be a kind of really a good act. PS activity should be done with a kind of passion, or else if the teacher quality is poor, children who are considered to be a future, they are going to get affected. Right? This is what the article says that you can go through. So supreme hegemony and moral paralysis I have discussed, and this thing has to be used in the man and animal conflict. Turmeric farming they are using so that any wild animals do not come there and do not eat the crops of the humans. There is always man and animal conflict. Animals come into the human area and they are trying to eat the crops, attack the people because they do not have enough prey, enough food. You are entering in their area, constructing roads, villages there. So somehow man and animal conflicts are happening. So this can be one way. And we have also discussed this Kumki elephants. These two are very good points, unique points. Every time, not just a law, innovation also be required. Some kind of simple solutions is required. So I'll use these points in the examples of ethics. Ethics is more about concepts are very little. You can just sit for one day and you can finish off all the concepts of ethics. It's very limited. You need to understand only one line. What is that? Okay, it is very easy. But bringing these examples as in connection to those concepts is very difficult. That's why not every student is able to score good marks in the ethics. Only when you think more, when you are able to bring these points into the exam hall as per the demand and requirement, then no one will be able to stop you. You will get definitely very high scores. Things are easy. Implementation is difficult. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.